Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Hecht Creative. This time we're going over a bunch of different customs from MCU to Cosmic to Street. Let's get to it. So in my last review I forgot to mention these figures. I had Night Thrasher up, but I didn't know if he belonged to Cosmic or Street that much. I gave him a headband right here, the same kind of headband that his leg has over here. And I just thought it looked pretty cool. I mean, with it, without it, he's still a good figure. You just gotta sort of put it on there right. And then Prowler, you've probably seen from my other reviews. He's awesome. I love him. Paladin body with the hands and the cuffs and the head from the Prowler figure, Lizard Build-A-Figure Wave, as well as the cape from Black Panther. It's pretty simple. I covered it in my Madcap Prowler custom video, which is really worth it if you want to actually get into customizing. So having been a big fan of the Punisher TV show, I decided to make my Punisher even better, as well as make a Jigsaw Billy Kitbash out of the other Punisher, the exclusive GameStop one that came out a while ago. Let's go over this one first. Walgreens exclusive Punisher head, as well as the weapons, and the trench coat comes from Nick Fury, and the body comes from the vintage Punisher. It looks really cool. A lot of people were telling me that these sleeves don't really match or matter too much with this coat. I've always pictured my Punisher in a coat. He's really cool, and I love him. I love the head. I love everything about him. I don't think it's going to change. So with this Kitbash, it's the Captain Universe SpiderMan head on the Punisher body. I think it looks pretty cool. This is Billy, basically, when he's fighting Punisher during the merry-go-round scene. Yet it's a comic version. I don't know. I've heard that Billy was Punisher once or twice, and he put on this kind of getup. So I thought I'd just have another street villain in my arsenal to use when I need to. So continuing on with the Netflix Marvel characters into comic versions theme, I got the Netflix Jessica Jones, and I put the silk head on her. I don't really use this head too much, so I figured it works out great. I also got Typhoid Mary and gave her the effect that's usually for the sword and put on her fist right here, and I gave her the boots from Storm, and they really make her look way better than she usually does. So here we have Taskmaster and Udon, and I envision these two as kind of a apprentice-master relationship. So with this Taskmaster, I gave him the bow from Danny Moonstar over here, as well as the head from this Taskmaster over here. I think it looks pretty cool, and it's my ultimate Taskmaster. I'm personally not a fan of the head he came with. It's too skeleton-like, and I kind of like to keep that on Red Skull a little bit and have him wear a mask kind of thing. This Udon figure, though, is pretty cool. I gave him the alternate head, as well as the two swords, one with one Taskmaster, one with the other Taskmaster, and I just gave him both. Don't know what happened to the original figure. I think I just got the sword a la carte. They look pretty cool and I love them. This exclusive Iron Man figure, I gave the head from Silvermane, and the paint really matches. It's awesome. You can pick up Silvermane, probably languishing in some store, with Speed Demon from the Absorbing Man Build-A-Figure Wave. The head looks great on him. The paint matches really well. It looks super solid and I'm really proud of myself. It also matches the blues of his eyes a little bit. So this Nick Fury body I gave to the MCU Nick Fury over here. I also gave him the trench coat from MCU Nick Fury, and it looks awesome. It is kind of a little hybrid between the Ultimate Nick Fury and the MCU Nick Fury in a way, and I really love it. I gave him two blasters from the MCU Nick Fury that I actually used for my army builders as standard issue blasters. Overall, they're pretty cool, and I just like having this sort of alternate universe Nick Fury here and there. I can use both when I need to. So I kitbashed a Johnny Storm Human Torch from this Mr. Fantastic body, and I gotta say it's awesome. I really love the fact that I can kitbash things that I need to, that these hands that under here actually fit into the body, and that this flame piece actually fits really well on here. It does fall off sometimes when you're doing it like that, but that's just gravity, you know. And I also used this Spider-Man head from the Scarlet Spider, little retro figure, and all these effects and hands and stuff come from a spare Human Torch I had. I really love the look and design of Beta Ray Bill, and I kind of wanted to pump his legs up a little bit more, so I gave one these legs from the Young Thor figure with Yarnbjorn, and then I gave this figure the gauntlets and feet, or at least ankles, lower legs, calves, yes, calves, from Luke Cage, and they look great. I love it. You got two Beta Ray Bills you can use. I was thinking of painting this silver, but I'm not a real big fan of paint on my figures because they kind of discolor over the time. But yeah, take your pick, either or. So bridging the gap to the MCU, on the left is a Hela figure from the MCU, from the Thor Ragnarok wave, and on the right is one from a 2-pack with Executioner. And these look really awesome, yet I have no need for the one on the left in my MCU collection. So now I'm going to just change it up and make this one my one in the comic, and this one my one in the MCU. And I just gave this Hela a little little flame piece just for the fun of it. And I gave this Hela the sword that this one over here had. So just for clarification, they both look great. They both look awesome, and I'm glad to have them in my collection. So here's two different Tony Starks, one from the original Iron Man movie and the other from Iron Man 2. And I just thought I'd take the head from this one and put it on this one. The head wasn't really accurate and the face printing tech wasn't up to snuff yet, but I'm glad I got the spare head. And this body from the one that this head's on actually now goes to the Hammerhead Kitbash, so I'm glad I got my worth out of it. I also got to say I love how sleek and metallic this one is. It's just really cool. It's awesome. I love Iron Man. Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., take your pick. Just giving a shout out to Andy Serkis for being awesome by having an action figure, but also one that I've been kitbashing forever. It's amazing. I just love this figure so much. It's great. He has a great just look, and it works for so many bodies, and I'm really happy that you can just modulate this guy as much as you possibly can. It's amazing. And also we have Ross over here, who I gave him a new deco with shield blues from Chameleon. So now all the shield guys look the same. They're all wearing that sort of dark blue color we got going on here, so I'm just really glad. So here are 3 StarLords with a series of confusing origins. The one on the left is from Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and the head comes from the figure on the far right. The one in the middle is from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the 2-pack, except for the backpack, which comes from the figure on the right. The third figure has a head from the 2-pack, as well as a body from the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 wave, along with the headphones that come with the figure on the far left. I hope that makes sense to everybody, because it didn't to me. So here's 2 Lokis, one figure, So here's 2 Lokis. The Loki on the left has the head from the Loki on the right. That's basically it. These are worth getting, but the capes are just awful and I took them off. They look way better. I love it. Let's move on. So not wanting to tamper too much with the figure on the right, I kept the figure on the left as a more casual Iron Spider and just gave him the head from the figure on the right. That's basically it too. I love this Spider-Man so much. I love this outfit and look. It needs a little bit more gold and a little bit less blue, but I'll let it slide. They look pretty cool. The arms are, oh boy, it's really hard to maneuver them, and I really worry every time that I take this guy out, because what if it falls or something? It's just, fragile. Also, they gotta reuse this Tom Holland likeness. It's great. One of the best Tom Holland heads I've seen. Beautiful. So I figured, hopefully if I put enough Black Widows in my display, the movie will come out sooner than later. So on the far right is the Black Widow from the Winter Soldier with the head and arm gauntlets from the Black Widow on the far right. The same with the second Black Widow in the lineup, except the body is from the Age of Ultron 4-pack Black Widow. In the middle and the next, we have the body of the Black Widow from the Infinity War wave, the head from the Infinity War wave on the right, and the head from Endgame on the left. The final Black Widow is from the Black Widow from the final Black Widow is from the Deluxe Black Widow box set. That's really cool. I don't really want to put the Black Widow from the actual Black Widow wave on here because I'm not a big fan of the head sculpt, but these 5 are amazing. I love them all. And finally, here's Hulk and Hawkeye. So for Hawkeye, I did a lot. It wasn't me, though, who actually wanted to do this. It was more like people saying that, hey, if you move the legs enough, the ratchets are going to break, and then the legs are going to be loose, and it's going to be a horrible figure. And they just kept going. But you have to just take the leg apart, shave the pegs a little bit, put the leg back. You can also cut this used to be one piece, this whole tunic piece. Cut it at the belt, so that's done with a little pair of scissors there. Then you take the head from the 2-pack, the Quantum 2-pack, as well as the bow from the Quantum 2-pack, and give it to him. He looks way better. I like this look way more anyways, the Jeremy Renner sort of head. The figure is really well improved. I like it a lot. But let's talk about Hulk here. I gave him the Nano Gauntlet from Iron Man. I think he looks great with it, but I have one more trick up my sleeve. This isn't it, but I thought I'd just delay the suspense a little bit. You can actually take this thing off. It's welded and sort of molded. You have to really heat it up and then pry it from the arm. The arm will become useless, but you have your own gauntlet, which you can kind of snug into there and just let it sit, and it'll just hold for a while. And now you have an Infinity Gauntlet just in case. I have a spare Thanos arm just in case this doesn't work out or something. But yeah, it just looks really awesome and cool. Thought I'd share it. So here's Professor Hulk, taco in hand, with a jacket I gave him from the Kingpin Build-A-Figure on the arms and the Lizard Build-A-Figure on the actual jacket. It looks beautiful. It's perfect. I'm never taking it off. People kept calling him Professor Hulk, Smart Hulk. And I'm like, well, what do smart professor people wear? White jackets. So I thought I'd just get to work and put this all together. It's beautiful. I love it. Someone gave me a bum lizard body. I thought I'd put it to use. The jacket at least. It looks great. Amazing. I love it. Looks really cool. A little bit of weathering on the bottom too. Looks good. Hulk's here. Woohoo. You can also give him pizza if you want to. It looks equally as good. You just gotta find a point where that little curl can hang off his hand. He's great. No problems with this guy. I'm still not a fan of that other head though. The frowny face. It's terrible. Oh, he's got a taco. Who wants a taco? Ant-Man wants a taco. Ant-Man wants a taco. I don't know what I'm doing. I've been in quarantine too long. So that's my review of all these figures. Thank you so much for watching, Jesse Hecht Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching and keep being creative. Stay tuned.